recording settings. So I'm recording again, seeing if I can. Because part of the problem is it's been recording and creating super big files that are trouble to upload to YouTube. So I'm trying to mess around with settings and see if I can get something that will be, still have reasonable quality, but be I can upload it to YouTube at a reasonable time frame. Mm. Hold on, I might want to turn on symmetry. I'm actually over on one of the old Star Cruisers. I stripped out. There's a reason I had two identical Star Cruisers, is I stripped out the interior of one, and I'm working on basically remaking the insides. Quite often, I know I will just totally rebuild a vessel and won't even, as like I build it from scratch and use the old ones as a template. But in this case, I'm actually taking the old one and oops. Yes.
I accidentally broke the floor again.
Did anybody fall through this time?
You broke the floor.
No.
That Jenny. That Jenny. You broke the floor.
I fixed the hole, but now I'm trying to find the right texture.
Bad Jenny.
I don't know what is with me, and because like I'm either one always getting hurt in real life, or two I'm breaking the floor in Empyrion.
Well, at least the Empyrion, it is just virtual, so there's nobody actually getting hurt, including you.
I hope so. I've been like trying every texture, trying to find the right one.
I'm gonna die of all these random notifications. I don't.
Let's see.
Yeah, they got.
Now I'm trying to find
Please
my.
save me.
I'm trying to find my way out of my big monster capital vessel.
No, I need your help.
I'm working my way over there. As I said, I was finding my way out.
Why did I have to break this?
Okay, so are you on the hangar level or the level above?
Hangar level.
Okay.
So yeah, I broke a hole into space.
Okay. The texture here is actually on the first page.
Except for this one.
It's the second column,
page.
third one down.
Creepy. This mutation is just creepy.
Ah.
So now you just need to match the color.
Jenny, look at this mutation.
I want to say it was the color John added at the top row, very end.
This monster is
Yep.
creepy.
Okay.
It's my least favorite monster.
So did you try poking an LCD through the floor? Is that what happened?
No.
I thought you were doing LCD work.
Maybe.
That shit looks beautiful. I wish I could play Empyrion, but I can't.
For a second there, it sounded like you said a bad word, Bruce.
It's beautiful. I wish I could play Empyrion.
For,
Hey Irene, where are you?
Is Ruth saying she's not growing up? She's going to stay the same age forever? Is that what I heard?
mm-hmm.
I really. I want to see where Magic Cat takes me. Okay? See you later. Yes, I got it. Okay, I am in the Phoenix Day Village. What?
that's why the I see that floor was that level because that gave me my two. That explains the airlocks the way they were designed. Why they were designed that way, because it gave me my two blocks thick. Okay.
Hey Irene, look at my sunshine skit. How to get it? I completed an event. What's the event? What event? I don't get it.
Granted, I realize this
It
is not
was
being properly
to
built for
get a bunch of
PvP, but
seashells
hey, I wasn't
and
building
to
it for
open a
PvP.
chest. Oh, is that an event or like a quest or something? It was an event. It no longer is open right now. No. You have to wait until next summer, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Most of this hull. I'll figure out what I'm doing with the airlock here in just a bit.
Can you guess who I am? Oh, I think I can guess. I don't remember the name, but
Dad.
Yes.
I did another oopsie.
Another hole in the floor?
No. This time it was a hole in the wall, but I fixed it. I fixed it speedy and quick. Because this time it didn't take me forever to find the color and everything.
Okay. Oh, that's the wrong block for there. That was actually... No, it's this one. Must be that. Yeah, so... Oh wait, just out of curiosity. Okay. Okay, that one is... Oh. There. But I'm still tempted to mark this one because
Yay!
this is a...
I lost the tooth.
Okay.
Again, I lost the tooth.
What if I told you I don't care?
I'm working on screwdrivers right now.
tempted. Because this whole thing is because a bunch of this is going to be left Comet Steel as the second line of defense. Curious. Anything by chance in here or here? Okay, these go curve out. I'd love something that actually did the from the triangle to the curve in. So as an alternative.
Well, I got Ellie Kitty and something again.
Go this way.
Well, that guy looks like a crab in his sense again. I like it.
Which would make that technically a. But we still have this vulnerable section here. I'll make it interesting. That'll also widen out the landing and make it more reasonable that you actually could get to the O2 station and to the armor locker. Okay. Okay, and it's this one. Yep, that's correct.
Hey, I'm gonna be Ellie Kitty. What? I'm gonna be Ellie Kitty.
And this, I just mirror the other side.
Oh wow.
Dad.
What? Did you mess up again?
Maybe.
Ceiling this time?
And I had. Yep.
Well, you got all the now you got the floor, the wall, and the ceiling. You got your bases covered.
Dad, please help me. I have no idea what goes there.
This is Ellie Kitty. Now I know it's actually Ellie Kitty.
Give me a moment.
This is the sunshine skin.
Or maybe I'll just try and find it myself. Even though I have no idea what gun that was.
Oh, you took out one of the turrets. It would be
Oh, I also ordered
most likely the cannon turret, which is the projectile weapon. So that it's in a group. of what they
The
call
projectile turrets?
yeah, the projectile turrets, and then you right click it and you'll search for the cannon, and if it was your ceiling, then it was a retractable.
Retractable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it comes back every year, seriously.
Okay.
Okay, and in another section, and it's
What is with me in doing this?
Because this is your very first capital vessel, so you don't have practice. That would be my guess.
Okay, I've finished adding lights on the inside because I noticed it was pretty dark. Actually, have I finished adding lights?
Okay. And this is okay. Let's see. So I want capital vessel, armored doors. Oh, that's right. I can. There's these new doors I can choose from. Airtight, 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 airtight. 210, 210, 190. How many hit points? 350. Yeah, I'm going with these things. And I'm pretty sure that there is some blocks under here, which means I need to find the stairs again. Stairs, stairs, stairs. Okay.
fourth dimension.
Okay.
I'm at the third dimension.
Okay. Um, Now really the only thing that I haven't built yet is the base.
That is true. But the question would be at that point then, do you want to build a space base or a ground base?
Mm, I'd probably say a ground base.
Okay.
Again, I kind of want to do like a hospital theme.
Okay. Well,
Because one of the things I like to do is help people.
okay.
And I'm still debating on whether I should become a nurse or whether I should be a vet. I think I'd be good as either, but I don't know which one to do.
Okay, well then I am going to save this blueprint that I've been working on. But it's not going to be moving itself. No way, no how. It does not have. I have not put power systems back in it yet. I could slap in a temporary power system. Or we could take your arrowhead down to the planet.
I think I do want to take my arrowhead down to the planet.
Okay. And I will grab a vessel to bring with me so that so you get into the pilot seat of the arrowhead. I'm gonna grab one of
One
my
sec,
I'm gonna grab one of
trying to
my
find
vessels.
something. It's getting carbon composite blocks, steel blocks, because I accidentally got rid of mine, and base starter.
Okay.
So then I'm ready for when we head back down to the planet.
And what we're probably going to want to do, because this is on the server instead of on a solo, since we can't actually access what they call God mode, so we can't just fly through the ground. What we'll probably want to do is make sure you have your drill handy, and we'll level a bunch of the ground flat so you can work on the base stuff. And I'm going to advise you that you plan that the base will probably, because yes, we'll use the drills, we'll flatten it, but I probably suggest that you build your base in a way that it doesn't need to be placed on totally flat ground. Maybe mostly flat, but not totally flat. Okay. Okay, so I need to get in pilot seat. That's what I need to do.
But I'm already in the pilot seat.
I'm getting in the one I'm flying. I'm gonna follow you down to the. See, that way I can come back to this game, and I don't have to stay at your base, or I don't have to bring in. I can just fly whatever I'm flying back up to orbit to work on my vessel up here.
Nah, I keep crashing into other people's things.
Okay, I lost you. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. I'm following you. Wait, you stopped. Keep going.
I know I stopped.
Because I want to enter the planet kind of close to where you are, so I'm following you. And I can tell you the stuff that we were working on before is on the other side of the planet. So we might as well just park down here somewhere and flatten some area and make a base. Notice the ground is acting strange. Okay.
Maybe it's because it's sand?
I think it's partly because this
Yeah.
oh, I guess there was a
Because
lower.
the power's off. Now I need to manually open each door. Because I turned off the power to save fuel.
Oh, come on. Like, no, I'm thinking that what it is this somewhere in some of the updates to the game that they probably made some updates to the world generation or the stuff, and this world was created probably it was originally created before that, and so I think it's making some artifacts between the new version, old version of the games. But we just need to be able to do this work. We save our blueprints and
Yeah, the ground is being weird.
but the spot that I'm leveling, flattening, I'm hoping what'll happen is that afterwards, maybe when we come back here again, that at least the flat part will be consistent in the rendering. That's my. But we want it flat for your base. Now the base we're probably going to do similar to the capital vessel, or at least I recommend we do similar to the capital vessel. That we place the core first, we'll build the base, and then later at some point we'll move the core.
You move it. Yeah.
Okay. The question I would have for you is, do you want to be able to land your capital vessel on the base, or
I probably would like a docking pad
okay.
for if I do need to land, which I probably will. There's floating diamonds shaped. Don't know what to call them.
The artifact of the sand that we've been blasting out.
Yeah.
Some of it just left there floating up there. All you should have to do is just hit it with the with your drill.
Okay, I got it. Sorry, that it bugs me when it does that.
Looks like there's a few of them over here and here. Okay. Oh, we must be on the. We must be near the boundary of the. There's actually a boundary. Where the world wraps around it. It's actually a rectangle. And they just wrap one. They just attach one end of the rectangle to the other. To create the effect of going around a world. and I keep running into this spot where it says, you cannot do this here. Try further east or west. And that's probably the line where the two, the one end of the rectangle meets the other.
Probably. Okay, I think this is flat enough. Really, Dad? How much do we need to flatten out?
Probably not this much, but what I find is that sometimes capital vessels are bigger than you realize. So, to to test whether we've flattened enough area, try parking your capital vessel in this flattened area.
Sorry, I was trying to get some
One sec.
whatever it's called. The
Because the thing
I'm
is,
overwriting the save I had on the arrowhead, so then
because not only does it need to be flat, a big enough area for your capital vessel, but it has to have space left over for you to build the rest of your base too.
I know.
Okay. Seeing a few floating diamonds here. Okay. I'm gonna go grab your arrowhead and bring it over here.
No, I will.
Okay. Then I will go move mine out of the way a little bit.
You know, it looks like I could fit 2 arrowheads in there.
Well, bring it over here. Let's see if it really can fit 2 of them in there.
It doesn't want to let me pilot my ship. Finally.
You're kind of on the edge there. It looks like. Yeah, you're not in here all the way yet. Okay, now bring it down. No, I think you're shooting over the other way too much. Bring it down.
Now?
Yeah. Down. Try again. Or are you stuck up on the dirt over there?
Out here.
Okay.
Okay, where are you? I am at the town. Pretend
I
it
think
was
you'll
there.
find that your arrowhead is probably bigger than you realized.
I don't want to be far.
The space we cleared is big enough to work with.
So where are you?
But if you actually look here, the stuff,
Where?
your arrowhead is taking up a lot of the space. Of course, the fun part is going to be figuring out when you place your base starter block what angles it's going to be at. We probably want to place it somewhere over here on this side of the arrowhead where we are right now, because we were running into that wall. I'd say, okay, let's hold on. It's right at ground level, kind of. But what I'm going to suggest we do: grab another base starter block, press your
I have another one.
okay. As you're before you click to place it, you can press. I want to say your page down, and it'll move it slightly down a little bit. You don't want it. You don't want to push it all the way down, but maybe just so the bottom sticks a little bit in the ground, and then click and
Like
place it.
that?
Yeah. Okay. Now for your base.
Let me name it quick.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I just got my max and running picnic, and I fetched on a crate.
What do you call the patch that you store arrows in?
The thing is stuff. It is called a quiver.
The quiver.
Quiver.
Ah.
Probably after the sunset and the sun comes back up. So next morning.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be so excited. I'm gonna go dancing.
Okay. Now there's a risk, a temptation while we're doing this to build your base that it has to have everything flattened out like this. What I typically do with my bases, I either build a basement, which I will then have to dig out, or I plan it that it will actually be, say, at least that many blocks. Well, it depends on the size of the base. The smaller the base is, the smaller the. We're talking about building your something where you can place your capital vessel on top of it. I'm probably going to suggest that up there is where we'll build your floor. So down here can be your basement or basements. I'm actually going to suggest we go one more block up. That way, if you want to build a second level basement, you can have them, decent sized floors. So basically, this down here will be structure to support the thing above. So we'll still build stuff
Okay.
down here, but it's going to be structure to support the floor. So you could actually you have your choice. You could build your hospital up above here, along with your capital vessel, or you could build some building up here, and then some of your hospital is down in the basement. Or maybe your basement is just for your mechanical stuff, your shield generator, your
Yeah, I think the basement
power.
will be for the mechanical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because then it's all protected underground.
Okay. Okay. But since we're going
And
to be
I
building,
think I'll have the hospital a little high. like a little tall,
Okay.
like actual hospitals. I'm struggling to speak, and I have no idea why.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna get rid of these little diamond, weird floating orb thingies. Because they're bugging me. They defy gravity. That's not how logic works.
One, two, three, four. Wait a minute. Let's make sure it's actually a little more structurally sound.
Am I supposed to know what you're doing?
Well, the thing is, one of the things with the ground base you're going to worry is about something they call structural integrity. So if you go over to the press the N button, the same one we used to do our symmetry, you're going to click on debug, and you want to have it show structural integrity. Now in creative, it's not going to enforce it so much all necessarily. But if you look at that top bar up there, stuff, as I start to go away, you go see it goes from a nice, good green to it starts getting lighter. If I keep bringing it out, well, right now it's showing green. This is there. Oh, there it updated. See, it's starting to get red. It'll have to think for a moment. Well, here at this point, as you start getting out here, if you start adding blocks, it'll actually, in survival, it will break off. Things will collapse. So what you would do, in this case,
Is you put a pillar?
yes, and that will bring the strength back up, and so that turns green. It'll should here in a moment adjust these here. Messed up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. One of the challenges here is I think we need you to move your capital vessel. That's interesting. Oh, my capital vessel's in the way. I need to move my capital vessel. And yours. Both of them need to be moved. Both of them are in the way.
Yeah.
Pokemon backwards. Why is it not going?
I have a question.
Why is my capital vessel?
How do you despawn something?
You have to have administrator rights to do that. I have administrator.
Ah,
Why is my capital vessel not turning?
I don't know. Why is it not turning?
Oh, why is it even flying? Maneuver wasn't even turned on. Here we go. Here we go. I guess it wasn't flying. Here we go. Okay, I've backed up my capital vessel. And apparently I glitched out of it. But that's alright. And we need your capital vessel to be moved.
How are you?
Why don't you just despawn the arrowhead?
Because we're going to need it here in a moment.
You never visit me.
Okay.
Oh, that's driver's seat. It's up above. Do, 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 do.
Take the little duck if you want.
The fun thing is with the structural integrity tool, the only thing that has to follow that structural integrity is the bases. And so
Specifically the ground bases.
space bases it's not enforced, but if you were to try to bring a space base to the ground, it would force the rules for a space base for the ground. So here we go. Whoa, your thing is hard to control.
You know what
I'm tempted to tune a few things. Okay. Because what we're going to do is we're going to build the floor here, and then we're going to park the arrowhead on top of it. So in other words, we're going to double check our work and make sure that we've made something big enough for the arrowhead. Okay.
The last one.
Some blocks are still showing a reddish color even though technically they're supported.
Yeah, I noticed that one group there, it didn't want to update. Some of the other ones it's updated, but that one group, it just, some of those over there just doesn't seem to want to update. So I was like, okay.
Why was the shrine built?
Someone sneezed.
Not I.
I think it was one. I think it was one of the twins. It was certainly a loud sneeze.
Now I remember.
Okay.
The camera is like
Why do you build so fast? How do you build so fast?
Okay.
You're
Does-
using the symmetry tool, aren't you?
I'm using the symmetry tool. Two, if you're doing a bunch of blocks that are the same, when you click to place the block, just keep holding the mouse and then drag the mouse and it'll make a row of them.
I know. But you're like doing this so speedy fast, I can't keep up.
Oops, I got a wrong spot. Deal with it later.
Eh. You're screwing me up.
That's all right. I can screw
How
myself
dare
up.
you?
Okay. I'm gonna try parking the arrow. I don't think it's big enough yet. I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's big enough yet. Not yet, but eventually it will be.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, while I'm flying this thing, I'm going to use a trick, Actually, this thing, I'm having so much trouble controlling this thing. I'm going to open up the control panel. You can try undoing what I've done later if you want to. But on the control panel in the main, instead of the main or whatever, the stuff, and I showed you some of the signal logic. There's another page, called statistics, and on a lot of that stuff, it just gives you information about your ship. But it also has here towards the bottom and stuff, it has something about called rotational sensitivity. And I am going to.
I've seen it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to reduce your. Still going to be what I think is fairly high, but I'm going to adjust these things down to numbers I can deal with. And yeah. Okay. At least I think I can deal with those numbers. Oops. And then I'm going to do press the left alt key. Okay, V to get my external view. Left alt key so I can rotate the camera. Oops, hold on. Your thing wants to shoot off like an arrow. But we did call it Arrowhead.
Hence the name.
Okay. How well did I do parking on it? I know it's going to stick off the ends, but is it preventing it?
Only sticking off the one end a little, the front end. Only a little bit.
Okay.
Well, if you're going landing gear wise.
Yeah. Well,
otherwise, it's like it's the whole nose cone.
It sticks way off over there. Yes, I know. But the thing is, since I got the symmetry turned on, if I expand it this way, it's going to be both the front and the back that it's going to expand.
Just so you know, I extended it the one way a little. Before you parked.
Okay. Okay. So.
Now only a little bit of the nose cone.
But there's plenty of room to park further back as well. Okay,
yeah.
And it looks like some of it's looks like we can clear level some dirt out here. Looks like it prevented us from placing some blocks here. We'll clear the dirt and we'll put the missing blocks in there. So the symmetry tool wasn't able to place the blocks into the dirt. But we'll fix the mixing blocks.
Mixing blocks. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we're mixing them up.
We making cake?
Yes! A big rectangular cake.
Yay! We're making the cake. Tries to take a bite out of it. This is carbon composite, not cake.
No,
it's like that were a meme.
This tastes like carbon composite. Ugh. Okay. Now, it looks like you're.
Of course, you would probably break your teeth trying to bite into it or something.
Okay. It looks like we could safely build your hospital roughly over on this space. The question would be, do we
Over
want
on
our
what? Oh,
this space over here? So if we
okay.
were to
No, you only
build
get
it over here,
one.
the question would be, do you want your hospital to be a little bit bigger or just really long and narrow?
Mutate for the first time. It decides for the first what you will be.
Well, I suppose we could build it 2 stories
And I can see.
tall too.
I do plan on having it pretty tall. Or at least as tall as it can be.
Oh, that can be really, really super tall.
I just want it to be tall so I can house all my patients.
Okay. Well, if you're making it really tall, then I think it'll look a little better if we make it this base a little wider.
What?
If you're making it really tall, I think it'll look a little better if we make the base a little wider.
Okay.
And the thing is, we don't even have to build it like it's one building. The basement will connect it all.
I
But
know. Plus, with having a bigger base means I can have a bigger hospital.
mhm.
Therefore, I can accept more patients.
Okay, well, looks like we're coming up on the border of that. So we can't go too much further, but let's see. Well, let me come over here. So we should be able to. Because it's not uncommon that hospitals are actually several buildings.
Yeah.
Okay. So now. Where are you?
Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep.
It's almost time for the family Zoom, so I will leave my server running, but I will be leaving here in a moment.
Okay, day.
I'm tempted to suggest something more.
I have an idea.
What?
Like, we connect it here, but like, kind of like what you're kind of doing right now.
Well, I was thinking if we brought them a little closer, then say on one of the upper levels you could do a walkway across, and it would.
Uh-huh.
Fine. I'll get the wash on. Okay.
So you could do, say, I'm not sure. Let's. I don't know if I do it right down the middle. Of course, it doesn't have to be that shape, maybe. And Maybe.
I'll get to the bridge part soon, but not right now.
Sorry.
I hope it's okay that I make the building a little taller.
Well, the thing is, if the bridge is going here, then the building would be a bit taller yet.
Yeah.
Hmm. I would say that it'd probably be.
So I'm for with how this is going, I have a feeling that the quiver will be the actual hospital, and the arrowhead is kind of like the ambulance slash ER.
It's the mobile emergency room bringing people back to the hospital.
Uh huh.
Okay. So I was thinking that'd probably be at least this tall because you have to figure that's the walkway, but the walkway is also going to have a ceiling.
Yeah.
Granted, you might have a glass ceiling, stuff. So let's see.
Huh. I ran out of blocks.
I've ran out of blocks a couple times.
I forgot you could run out of blocks.
The fun part is when you're using the symmetry tool, if you run out of blocks partway through, it'd be like, and the other side didn't get all the blocks.
That sounds silly.
Well,
Mom just called for you.
yes, she did. I will be just a moment, I hope.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Silly thing. I'm just playing around. I don't know what you want your walkway to officially be, but I was just playing around with a there.
Right now, my goal is to make a structurally sound building. Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm. The
But
thing
yes,
is
I
you
want to.
as you put in the floors, as you start putting in the walls of the rooms and that sort of stuff, they'll actually, because those walls will then be part of your structural integrity and that stuff. So as you start building it in, it will start filling in. So right now this is the basic. Make sure we have integrity, and then as you fill it in, your integrity will grow and improve because then it'll start pulling the integrity from down below the structure we built for the basement underneath. That integrity will start translating up as you start building all those walls and everything that goes in. Okay.
There's still some parts that are like bright red, even though it technically be green.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, some of these things they're not going to pull up better integrity than the block that they're on. So if they're not directly over one of the pillars, but the problem is when it comes up green and stuff, when you start spanning off of it, then it only will be red. Now, granted, it's red over here next to this other thing that's green, and it shouldn't be red there. But when you actually go to spawn it in the game, it will then recalculate. It'll calculate the integrity of the building when you spawn it in. So as long as we build a good structure here, when we spawn it in the game, that the what we built will be what will be captured properly, and these spots that are improperly read should calculate what they really should be at that time.
Okay.
Which is part of the reason why I was suggesting that we build a basement or structure underneath, so you don't have to have you can be on a bit of a hilly area.
I mean, I'm
That
gonna do
way,
that. I
as
grabbed
you put
something
it into
from
the
the
hill
store.
and the stuff, everything there'll be enough of it down into the ground that'll have the integrity, as opposed to having something hanging off the top of a hill out into nowhere, and that area is just super red, and you're trying to figure out how to
I need
fix it
sunflowers, okay?
without it snapping off and losing half your base.
Do you not know how to get sunflowers?
Okay.
No.